Man, these goddamn lights are starting to kill me. I gotta
Hey
update
man, you
this
see
thing.
what it is, man. We back at full strength, man. That's that You Heard podcast. Look, we ain't gonna waste too much time, man. Y'all know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, comment, give us 5-star reviews. We got somebody important, special on the line, man. One of our day ones, man. Let's get into this intro and let's chop it up, man. Let's go.
Welcome to the You Heard podcast with your hosts, Ben and Joe. We're here to cover everything related to Miami Hurricanes football, including hot topics to pre- and post-game analysis.
All right, we'll talk about it at the end. We'll talk about it at the end.
No. Let's talk about that right now because you completely flipped it on me now. Yeah, I don't appreciate that. I'm saying, like,
I mean, what are we talking about, man?
I felt
Keeping it a buck. You heard?
Yeah, man. Y'all see him, man, right down there. Izubee Charles back on the show,
man.
Let's give it up for him.
What's going on? Hey, man. Thank you guys for having me again.
Hey
man.
Welcome, Brody. Welcome.
Hey, look, first of all, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all first time meeting. You know what I'm saying? The Lock Boys. Lock Boys in the building. Yeah.
Hey, somebody in the comments one day said I was an evil version of you, bro. What they say? Did they say I was an evil or a positive version of? I was like, what?
No, you said you the evil version. You the evil version of
negative.
Man.
That's crazy.
Hey man, look, let's get right into it. I know y'all got questions, man.
See, that's what I'm talking about. He always talking that shit, and he gone. You know what I mean?
No way,
dog. Mid intro.
It's so funny. It's like right when he was about to get into it.
I'm about to get into it. Internet said, but are you
always talking that nonsense?
He's coming back.
Talking that nonsense. Now he's gone.
I told you, Ben streams from the Shire. He
only got like 5% on his phone.
Yeah,
let's go.
I'm at 4 now.
Yeah.
We think it. We got it though.
Izubee,
all right, let's get into it,
yesterday?
man.
Yeah. What happened? What happened? What can you tell us? What happened, man?
I can tell you, I never get like surprised with commitments and things like that, or people not coming to Miami. But that is the first time I've ever been like, wow, this didn't go the way I like. I don't even know how to break it down. Like, I've never been so confident in something happening. Well, I wouldn't say so confident, but very like, okay, if I was a betting guy, I'd bet, you know, he's coming to Miami, but very, very surprised that he went elsewhere. But I congratulated him after. I said, hey, you go do your thing over there. Really nice kid. I would hope he comes to Miami at the end of the day. Like I said, paper's not signed completely, but very, very surprised on how that turned out yesterday.
And for those of y'all wondering, what we're talking about is 4-star receiver Ja'Cory Barney Jr., who, by all accounts, it looked like it was a lock for us yesterday that he was going to commit to Miami. He ended up choosing Nebraska. Live on Instagram, broke all of our hearts with our phones in our hand. We was all like, but so yesterday, obviously, the damage control had to start on Twitter because the fan base gets the way people get, because they're passionate about their Canes, and you miss out on another receiver. Was your first reaction the same as most people's first reaction? Like, okay, the list is getting smaller now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was kind of like I said, I was shocked. That was my first reaction, just pure shock. Like when I saw Hayes Fawcett drop the tweet, he's going to Nebraska. My jaw was just like, Nebraska. Yeah. But I did kind of think, okay, well, what's the next direction Miami's going? But I do still have a lot of faith in them because I was talking to somebody at one of the camps, and this is a question I wanted to ask you guys. So say Miami has 4 guys that commit to play wideout for them this year. Who would be your 4 guys that you would want in that class? And I had that conversation with somebody, and I wanted to ask you guys, if you were to pick 4 people, who would, I don't know, Joe, if you want to go first, or Corey, you want to go first, just who would be your 4 guys in that 2024 class in Miami? Would have?
We
Obviously,
talked about this last night too.
So like, who would be your 4?
Chance, Jeremiah Smith, JoJo Trader, and
that's the same exact situation I was, that 4th person. But
okay,
you know who I do want? You know who I do want? I don't think we have a chance. We just offered him Justice Williams.
Okay,
I need to watch him. I haven't watched him. Okay, so we talked about this. We talked about this last night. We were trying not to hit the panic button on receiver. So I'm not going to include Jeremiah Smith because I don't believe we're landing him. So I'm not going to hype myself up on that. Chance, JoJo, Tank Hawkins, who committed to Florida.
Okay.
I would love to flip him because I think he reminds me a lot of Tank Dell, obviously. But I love his ability in the slot. I just think he's explosive. And my fourth is LaWayne McCoy. So I would go Chance Robinson, JoJo, Josiah Trader, Jeray Hawkins, and LaWayne McCoy, which means we'd have to flip the last two.
Okay. Ben, same kind of question for you. I told them I was talking to somebody on staff in Miami. I was like, blah, blah, blah. And then conversation came up. He asked me, who would be 4 receivers, like your dream class for Miami? Who would you say, like 4 guys you really want?
It would be JoJo Trader, Chance Robinson, LaWayne McCoy. I still like. I would still like to flip that Braden Staley kid. I think that young man. Yeah, we watch his tape, and
I like Staley a lot.
Oh my goodness,
Jesus.
So Zuby, listen. It was a CB said, and many people think Jeremiah Smith is a no-go regardless.
Yeah.
If Miami wins 9-10 games, go to a bowl, the offense is popping. Still, you don't think
what I was I'm at 1% now, so I think this might be my last hoorah before I go.
Hey, it's a good last one.
So with me, yeah, you gotta like that at the end. So with me, I was speaking to the guy, and I was just like, my guys were obviously Chance. I said JoJo. I really do think Miami has a great shot with JoJo. I said Jeremiah. I don't think Jeremiah's happening regardless of what happens next year. That's like people. If you want to call me a Debbie Downer, I don't think that's happening. I said LaWayne, and then the fourth one I was just like torn out. And then they said, "What about Ryan Wingo?" And I was like,
"Shit, I forgot about Ryan."
Yeah,
I want Ryan Wingo, but I don't feel like we're. But
you know what? It's quiet, and that's the thing.
No OVs this summer, nothing. He took that trip down to Miami, I think, a month ago. And after I talked to him on the phone, really, you can tell when people like a school. So I'll give another one. Like when I spoke to DJ Lagway when he first got his offer from Miami, I was like, so could you see yourself playing, in the state of Florida? He's like, yeah, I can see myself playing for like Florida or, just any school in Florida. And like the little things he mentioned, I could see myself playing in Florida. 2 months later, he commits to Florida. Right. I'm talking to Ryan Wingo. He mentions Miami because how I interview people, I ask them like, so what schools do you like right now? If kids don't say off rip, Miami or a school, it's like, all right, this is going to be an uphill battle. But he mentioned Miami off rip. He takes that like kind of surprise visit. I met him at the Legends Camp last year, I believe. He really liked Miami. But after the person at Miami said that, what do you think about Ryan Wingo? That's when I was like, maybe this might be a real, like a serious guy to look at because I think he's taking, don't quote me on this, but I think he's taking an OV in either December, right before the early signing period, which is kind of the good signing period now. But I feel like at receiver, it shouldn't be something like, oh, we missed out on this. They've got something up their sleeve with him, and I think Ryan Wingo might be a serious guy to kind of look at down the road, and especially coming from someone on staff that's very, very connected with the receivers. Him saying that, it's kind of just like, all right, maybe I should actually, pay attention to this. But
that's a good one, man.
Yeah,
definitely.
It's been real quiet on that front.
It really has. He's a beast too. So before we let you go, there is another position I got to ask you about. It's another position we get asked about a lot. Quarterback. Do the Canes get a second quarterback this year?
I don't think so. I think they're very, very locked in on Judd. I think Judd is gonna have a season, his senior year, where he's gonna be like, people are like, oh, how this happened, blah blah blah. Like Judd he's their guy. Like a lot of people might say, oh, Miami's just saying that because Miami is very, very committed with Judd Anderson.
He's got the tools.
That's the next thing I was gonna say with him. It's like, so another person on staff, their biggest thing is throwing motion. Like if a guy can't throw, you can't do anything. You can fix footwork, you can fix, guys' mobility, but if you're throwing motion,
we lost him
at that point. Damn.
Hey, we got a receiver question in though. We got to have Izubee back, man.
Yeah, that was an interesting point too, man, because Coach Cristobal don't like all the hoopla. He don't want all them crystal balls. He don't want anything out in the open. And Ryan Wingo,
yeah, he moves inside. Shout out to Hoodie Girl from the Buckets Pod. Hoodie Girl likes to say the loafers move in silence.
Facts. That's
And
absolutely.
the loafers do move in silence, like he does. Look at the Shannon Dawson hire. Like we was on Twitter every day, bro. Like, ain't no news. Oh, one outlet said this person. It must be him. And then we get Shannon Dawson. So
Facts.
the Wingo thing is interesting. I like Wingo's game a lot.
So what if?
Interesting question though. But my four. The reason I didn't think Wingo, I kind of put Wingo out of my mind because I felt like we weren't getting. I'd asked somebody about him and I was told like it's not happening. So I put him out of my mind. But dude, if we land Wingo, that dude's a stud. Oh, here come Bushy Todd. What's happening, bro?
Bro, I keep getting kicked off of StreamYard. I have perfect internet connection. It just says all snap, and StreamYard just crashes on me.
Do you have any other windows open? Close any other windows if you have them open.
Nothing. I just keep checking my speed test. That's the only thing. All right. Nobody cares about this.
Izubee died. He gave us a little something to think about.
What's that?
Basically, Ryan Wingo is in play hard.
Oh, okay.
We're about
So
to.
what if
we're about to impromptu watch Ryan Wingo right now?
What if Barney was told something by the staff? What if they had a serious conversation because Coach Cristobal don't play them games and the staff don't play them games? What if they said we need to wait on this one or whatever?
I think we whiffed. I think they wanted him. I think we whiffed on this. I think we missed. And it's gone. I don't even mean that in a bad way because it's gonna happen. But no, I think unequivocally we swung and missed on.
But let's get into the fans' perspective and everything that's going on Twitter. There has to be some logic. There has to be some logic behind
as to why he chose Nebraska.
As to the reaction of the fans and the fan base. We know there's really no logic or much common sense, but there has to be some logic, man. Like,
so when you say logic, what exactly? Like, let's break this down to the nitty gritty of it, right?
Sure.
Like, what do you mean by logic?
Yeah. What are you? Are you saying like
logic? People gonna be like, yeah. Are you saying like logic?
Break that down, Joe. What do we? What do you?
Yeah, break down logic. What you mean for us, man? I want to make sure we break it down correctly.
So recruiting logic, right? Recruiting 101.
Okay.
Right. First of all, December is signing day. December and January.
Mm-hmm.
This is 2023. Commitment doesn't mean commitment.
Correct.
Yes, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to get everybody.
Facts.
And
it's impossible.
We do not know as much as whoever, I don't give a who it is, says they're an insider. They do not know everything.
Oh, guy's back.
Oh,
okay.
He's back.
Okay. All right. So to answer your question, right before we get back into the Izubee stuff, I think logic. I think what you mean by logic is your people who we see reacting aren't going to be logical. I don't believe most of the people who react actually even followed it or just portray themselves as people who follow just to shit talk somebody, right? Like all right, let's say they whiffed, right? They wanted them. Let's keep it all the way above. Besides Izubee and a handful of who really knew about Ja'Cory Barney, right? Like,
before his OV, I hadn't watched his eval because he wasn't on my radar.
Yeah.
But to Joe's point, like, okay, there two things can be true, right? Like two things can be true. I do think the staff wanted him though. Like I do think this two-parter is like the staff did want him. I would imagine that they feel like they were up at the plate and they swung and missed on this one. But two things can also be true, that recruiting is not over. Like that doesn't mean they're going to stop calling the young man. It doesn't mean that they're not going to still try to make make up some ground with him. He's in our backyard. Brody is 20 minutes away. Like, but the reaction to people on Twitter sometimes, I don't think sometimes people know how to process their emotions when things like this happen. I think sometimes you get the person that's like, oh, like the sky is falling. Oh my God, what are we doing? Like, I had to go down the list of the recruits last night with people, and I'm like, bro, y'all keep saying, oh, we got a 2. We don't have a 2-star. Like, it is a solid class so far. But people would have you believe that we haven't gotten nothing but scraps. I think you have two types of fans, dude. You have fans that pay attention to recruiting and understand that it's a process, and you have fans that don't. They just see the results. They just see they did or didn't land a 4-star. They did or didn't land a 5-star. That's part of the reason
or
why
they
I
did
think people
land a
like
3-star and
Izubee
they're
are
mad about it.
like. That's why people like Izubee are important, because a lot of times you see Miami offered receiver Ja'Cory Barney. 90% of the people that watch the games on Sunday have no idea about that dude's skill set, right? They have no idea. So they need somebody like Izubee or somebody like On3 to tell them if they're any good. A lot of those fans are the ones that you hear vocally, what the hell are we doing, blah, 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 and they're angry. I think they just see results. I don't think they understand the process or even care. Bro, some people don't care about the process. They just want Cristobal to bring in good players.
It could be that also that they hear from the media, from the people they rely on to get information from, that he's a lock. It's a wrap.
Yes.
We're coming out of this visit. We're bagging 5 stars next week. Yep. You know what I mean? You see the whale emojis and all of that, and you expect what you expect. And then when it doesn't happen, who am I? What am I supposed to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Izubee, I'm gonna bring you back in here, man. What do you think about what we're talking about the logic and the reaction of fans and the reaction to the Ja'Cory Barney, I guess, commitment to Nebraska?
Yeah.
I do want to say, I'm sorry if the music's a little bit loud behind me, but I do want to say that with me personally, there's a lot of things that I know about beforehand. Obviously, I'm in it, I'm things like that, but I will never kind of like gas up something or tease or anything like that. But I feel like a lot of people kind of get in the mix of that, or like really behind that. Like Corey mentioned, no one really knew who Ja'Cory was. In January, he got offered. Miami probably, I'm not going to say didn't talk to him, but they weren't really invested in him. He comes to the camp in June. He balls out, has a great time. Miami's instantly, back in the mix with him. But the biggest thing to me, what he told me is he had to convince his family that Miami wanted him. Because he told me, I was like, so what's the biggest thing kind of holding me back right now? He's like, my parents don't even think Miami wants him like that. That's the biggest thing. Like, this whole time they offered me, like, it's kind of not saying, oh, I want to make them pay for, not recruiting me or something like that. But it's like, you can't offer somebody and then silence, and then you see him and like, oh, we really want this guy again, turn the switch back on. A lot of people like that. And I kind of spoke with him and I was like, it kind of reminds me of Stanquan Clark from Miami Central, a guy that they offered him and it was just like kind of quiet, and then he has a huge season at Miami Central now. Flip the switcher back on him. I kind of thought the same thing. They offered.
There's a quarterback like that right now.
So who's that quarterback?
Why am I blanking on his name? The LSU Hurley.
Hurley. Exactly. Kind of
young man who grew up wanting to be a Cane, but at the end of the day, he didn't feel like he got the love, so he went where he thought he got the love.
And that's the big thing. And I'm not like kind of saying, oh, it's Miami's fault, because they offer thousands of kids.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't. But the biggest thing with schools eval, eye test, and a lot of people always say, oh, he passed the eye test, he passed this. I feel like that's the biggest thing. If you don't pass the eye test, if you don't see someone in person, film can say 1,000 things, but with film, kids could be playing against, a kid that touched a football yesterday. So you just see what he's doing to people. But if you see a person in person, if you see how they run, that's the biggest thing. But I feel like with Miami, that was kind of their thing. They offered Ja'Cory in January. Communication wasn't the best thing between the two sides. I'm not saying it was Ja'Cory's fault. I'm not saying it's Miami's fault, but that kind of put them behind, the 8 ball with him. And obviously he went to Nebraska. That was cool. That was recruiting him from day one. Matt Rule is doing very, very good things over there in Nebraska. Kudos to them for getting a very good player, but it's very hard to make up for lost time with recruits and things like that. But kind of, I don't know if that answers the question, but long story short, my 2 cents on is just like, I never gassed up something where it's like, oh, this guy's a lost time. I don't talk anything recruiting unless I put it on like the message board or something like, hey, I really feel good about this guy. He was one of the guys that I thought I felt really good about. But like I said, at the beginning of the show, I was genuinely shocked when he chose Nebraska over Miami. But like I said, it's over time. Nebraska put in that work from day one, and it paid dividends. It paid off.
I feel like that's a Miami thing, though, because if Alabama offered him yesterday, he might go. He'll probably go. You know what I mean? I feel like it's just a Miami thing. Like when you say Miami didn't put in the work.
Yeah, but that's not apples to oranges though. That's like apples to humpback whales. We talking about.
But I'm saying if your excuse is that they didn't show me love, and somebody offers you yesterday, and you take the offer, that
the love versus what they maybe can do for my career needs to match up.
Well, I'm saying.
A three got to work to win your heart. A 10 could pull up on you. But a 3 may have to win you over. But a 10,
somebody make that a shirt right there. A 3.
So yeah, you can. Yes, you can go to the league anywhere, but it can be easier.
A 3 can pull up
depending on the routes. A 10 can pull up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's that. But to Joe's point, you see that a lot. Look at the 4-star tight end Caleb Odom. It looked like it was down to us and Ole Miss, and then Nicky Saban slid in the DM with the offer.
I got to say something about the Caleb Odom situation. I think he's going to Alabama, but like I said before, when I interview someone in the school that they talk about the most and things like that, it's very hinting. So I interviewed him after his OV to Miami. And I was like, so who do you think you have the best relationship with? He said, I think it's Alabama. He said going into that visit, his relationship wasn't as good. But he said after that visit, that's his top relationship. And that's the school he kept mentioning. If he doesn't go to Alabama, I'll be almost as shocked as the Corey thing. But I don't know where I was going with that. But I think Caleb Odom is it's very telling what kids say to you. Very telling what kids say to you. With Jacory, I was very convinced he was going to Miami, but yeah, Caleb Odom, I think he's going to Alabama. I'm sorry to kill people's hearts, but Elijah Lofton is a very good tight end too. So
I'm good on tight end. I'm good on
tight ends.
Yeah, we got to talk about defensive line now, though. We got to talk about
Riley Williams. Mark my words. I don't know if we can bookmark this, but Riley Williams will be an All-American tight end.
Yeah, Riley Williams is going to be a problem.
Oh, Riley a dog. Yeah, Riley a dog. People sleep on Jackson too. Don't sleep on Jackson's when people say athlete, he's an athlete. 3 sports at a high level. He could have played D1 hockey. He could have played D1 lacrosse. He touched football. He's a kid that, his first year he won't pop. His second year he'll be okay. But third, fourth year when he's in the system, kid is going to be a legit kid, and he has very, very good characteristics off the field too. So, but yeah, that's my 2 cents about the title.
See, well, was it a 3 can win your love, but a 10 can pull up on you?
A 3 got to win your heart, but a 10 can pull up.
That's
true.
Alabama's been at the top of the. That's literally if a 10 comes up to you and I want you now, okay. But if a 3-star, you gotta show something. You gotta show some characteristics. You gotta show something that's gonna prove that you want to go there. But Alabama's a 10. Georgia's a 10. They're coming up saying, "Hey, we do this. Come to us." But that's a very good comparison.
When you're a free agent in the NFL, if you're a team that wasn't in the playoffs last year and you're going after a free agent, you got to overpay. Why?
That can't be the reason, though. You can't tell me we didn't have a good relationship. You didn't even know these people.
Way out. The relationship don't have to be as good if I think the opportunities are better.
I would say talking over each other.
I would say that can't be the sole reason you commit to a school, but I feel like that's a big reason why you would consider a school.
I think
we also got to realize we're dealing with 17 and 18-year-olds that may not even know how to verbalize their exact reason for why they're doing what they're doing, but they don't want to be clipped or clickbait. So they're trying to say something as professional or as politically correct as they can without saying what they're going to tell their homeboy when they get off the interview. They're, it's a 17-year-old trying to articulate, and with today's game, the way the transfer portal works, you can't burn no bridges.
Nope.
So you got to watch what you say. So it Joe right though. I mean, that don't sound like a great excuse. It really don't. But we are dealing with humans, and humans have emotions.
I think we also got to think about what Izubee said there, right? Is the fact that you had to convince his parents. He had to convince his parents that Miami wanted him.
That's
Fam, he said, that's a huge gem right there. It was the parents was like, "Hey man, I don't know if Miami really wants you." But they do. I'm telling you, they do. That's awkward. That's what happened during the week. Nebraska was showing love.
The tight end.
You know what I'm saying? Nebraska was showing love during the week, during the whole time. And hey son, look, Nebraska really wants you. But Miami really wants me too. But Nebraska's been here. Miami fell off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Miami hit you with the hey you up. You know what I'm saying? They weren't like, hey man, how's your day going? Everything good? You need anything? That's how Nebraska was doing it. That's also going to happen. You know what I mean?
KJ
Like that's
Duff.
yeah, KJ Duff. That's a kind of different situation. And back to your point with the whole
It
Alabama,
is, but it isn't though, right? If mom say, "Look to the left,"
yeah,
everything you own in the box to the left. You got
And you can't blame the young man.
Yeah,
Like
you
I
can't
feel
blame
you.
that.
Like
Yeah.
I say all the time, go where you're loved.
Yeah.
Where whoever's showing the most love, that's where you need to go because they're gonna
That's what
continue to show love when you get on.
I'm gonna say something about the KJ Duff situation. I think KJ Duff wants to be in Miami. That's my 2 cents.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
He does.
Very, very much want to be in Miami.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, if a school doesn't, like you said, if a school's not showing you love, you can't. I want to be here and force yourself into the program. I feel like it'll be one of the situations if he has a very, very big team here and they eval him and things go the right way. I feel like if Miami wanted KJ Duff, Miami would have KJ Duff. That's all I'm gonna say about it. If Miami really wanted him, he'd be at Miami. But I just feel like certain things aren't working out on each things. Like I said, I never like to get into the nitty gritty things. But
yeah. Anyway,
so back to Barney's not the only one we missed out on this weekend. There was another commit, two other commits that announced this weekend. Moritz Schmorenzer, committed to Pitt.
What is that?
I think that may be Izubee.
Schmo
committed to Pitt, and then the 4-star athlete / DB Ricky Knight committed to FSU. So there was a couple guys couple players that the fan base was hoping would land with us this weekend that didn't. But there's still the other position of note is the defensive line. Like we know during for this class, our two biggest focuses were defensive line and receiver. We know Big Cam is coming back again. I feel like they need to just give him a dorm now. He just lives on campus at this point. Bro has been on campus more than anyone that's committed to us so far. I'm
David Stone.
Now who's been on campus more than him or I'm saying of the commits. He's been on campus more than our commits have.
Yeah.
So you still got Big Cam. We lost out on Wyatt Gilmore, obviously, but you still have David Stone, Artavius Jones. They wanted him.
That's my guy.
Artavius Jones, who is a fascinating player to watch. Just absolutely fascinating. Jaden Jackson in the interior. Dylan Stewart, obviously, on the defensive end. You've got who's the other defensive end? I'm blank on names so bad. Elias Rudolph, Colin Simmons.
Yeah, you got
Elijah Rushing.
This isn't Miami arrogance for me, but I think everybody's still in play.
TJ Lindsey. People sleep on TJ Lindsey.
Yeah.
East. LJ McCray as well. So I mean, there's a lot out there.
What was you saying, Ben?
I was saying that it might be Miami arrogance, and look, this is a Miami podcast, so that's obviously going to be infiltrated in everything I say. But I think everybody's still in play because National Signing Day hasn't happened, and if we show this season still has to happen. So that's why I didn't even tweet anything out yesterday about Ja'Cory Barney because I wasn't like, hey, he's 20 minutes down the road. The relationships can still be healed. You can show mom and dad that Miami's really about that life if they want them. But you don't know who else they're having conversations with. Like we don't it's impossible to know everything. So insiders.
But at the same, but it's okay to be it's okay to be upset about missing one though.
No, it's okay.
It's not a miss though. It's that to me, it's not a miss because nobody has signed yet.
Yeah.
But by that same token, then we can't celebrate no commits either.
I don't. I keep it the same. No, I keep it the same though. I understand.
We get hyped about tape.
A commit can go, and a non-commit can come. It's either or. Signing day is not until December, fam. We could sign.
But I do. But y'all understand. But y'all at least understand the frustration from the fan base on this.
I understand the hunger from the fan base.
Yes,
I understand. I understand. We're the fan base, right? We're not. Yeah, because I mean, but it's also I don't want to do the pod that I complain about every player I missed. Because I tell you right now, every player that didn't commit to us the last X amount of years, I never followed them. I was never like, oh, but we could have had him. You know what I mean? I was hyped when Corey Flagg was
Jalen Ramsey
tweeting.
bothers me to this day.
There's some players that are going to be like that because you see what he turned out as. But how many other players that we missed out on never turned out to be shit?
Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin Cook hurts. Yeah, Joe Year. I thought Joe Year and Dalvin Cook were coming together, fam. I remember that shit. Okay,
the Jalen Ramsey one's probably the one that hurts the most.
Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah, the Jalen Ramsey one's hurt because the GIF.
Yeah. There's some that hurt, but that's also hindsight. If Jalen Ramsey never turned out to be shit, you would have never missed him. Right. You know what I'm saying?
It was pretty quick hindsight, bro. Like he did that shit against us. It wasn't. It wasn't necessarily hindsight.
Yeah, but he could have just had that gift and never had a real career or anything. You know what I'm saying?
True. Like, yeah. There's a few of those. I mean, the way we got our, unsung heroes, Florida State fans probably got people that they like, hey, this dude had a great one game against, Miami in '83. We probably thinking we don't care about him. Like,
facts.
But I think that's every fan base though. But I do understand. I think I at least understand the reaction. I don't understand the crazy reaction. Let me say that. I don't understand the cussing,
the illogical reaction. Yeah.
But dog, I understand someone being like, "Hey, bro, like this kind of worries me a bit because I wanted him." Yeah. I get that. Yeah, I've had that for several players. I've had that for several. I'm gonna tell you right now, I wanted Ricky Knight. I wanted Ricky Knight. Yeah, I like his skill set a lot, and I was that one stung your boy.
Yeah.
Big
Real quick, just a little behind the scenes, man. Izubee in the private chat, man, says he got to hop off, man. His phone's bugging right now, but he says my lasting words. I think Miami will have a top 10 class and recruit.
Yeah, I think so.
I do too.
Yeah.
I think so too.
I think it's a long
now.
time.
If we go 5 and 7 again, I don't think we will.
No, not at all.
Something I brought up. So I'll ask y'all this. It's kind of along the lines of Izubee's question. Something I brought up last night. If we whiff on receivers, and the only notable receivers we get from this class,
we're talking
Chance and JoJo.
We're talking.
I'm talking signed, sealed, and delivered.
Okay.
So I want to hear. Yes.
The only two receivers we get of note this year are Chance and JoJo. You still happy?
Yeah, I'm good.
That's what I said. That's exactly what I said. So I had a couple of people tripping last night, and they were like, "Yeah, but if we don't," I said, "Okay, hold on. We got Chance coming in, and if we land JoJo and Chance, and we don't land nobody else of note at receiver, we get some developmental guys at receiver. But those two lead the class. Are we not still happy?
Because you still got Ray. You still got receiver Robbie coming back. Kobe Young could come out. He's probably gone. Isaiah Horton.
You bring in two legit 5-star receivers. Chance don't have his 5th star, but let's keep it a buck.
He's 5th star.
You're bringing in two, so
transfer portal is always active.
So at the end of the day, like, come on, like if all we bring in is JoJo and Chance, I'm good. We moving, right? Like I'm hype about that.
I think I've always been more focused.
I care more about the D line, to be honest. After we didn't got Chance, I care more about the D line, to be honest.
Yeah, that's my focus.
That's the main focus right there.
Yeah. That's why, like, another reason why I was like, all right, wide receiver, we still got Chance. Heavily lean, and again, the season still has to happen. Heavily leaning with JoJo. So, and you don't know what other conversations can happen, how the offense pops off. You know what I'm saying? Like the receivers love it because a lot of these players that we're not in, or we're out on or whatever are gonna be 10 minutes down the road and could come to every home game. All those tickets are paid for, fam. So, like,
look, like for me, I think it's 3. Like Izubee said 4. To me, it's 3. If we bring in Chance, JoJo, and we flip McCoy. I'm happy.
Yeah. I have no issues. Yeah.
I'm doing cartwheels in the rain. Like I'm
if the staff is feeling good about Ryan Wingo, and because we know that's been on the low, that nobody's talking about that. The
fact that somebody from the staff told him that.
Yeah, nobody's talking about that, man. And that's crazy. That'd be crazy right there.
I hate that my internet or whatever happened with StreamYard popped off. I love having Izubee on, man. That's my guy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him, man. Thank you so much for jumping on literally while you're on vacation poolside. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we gotta have him on for a full episode.
No,
So
we gotta
to
have one for a full
that
show.
Wingo in, y'all, since
What you doing?
we got
What you about to do?
we got some news from Izubee about Wingo.
Oh shit!
Let's check them out real quick.
This is live. I love this shit. Let's do it. Let me flip the ish.
Hey, we don't want to get copyrighted, so I'm gonna go ahead and not play the music. Yeah. Yo.
Why is it so choppy?
It's choppy
Is
for
it
us.
choppy for y'all too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me get rid of all these other tabs. I got a shitload of tabs open.
Yeah, man. Stop.
I was
Stop. Don't show up with like incognito tabs on the show, man. What you doing?
I was editing earlier.
Yeah, that
right.
Photoshop will get you.
How is it now? Is it better?
Nope.
It looks like
Oh,
my
wow.
internet.
Damn. All right, never mind then.
I
I
can
don't
see
know
he's
why it's not
gone
working
though.
well.
I can see he's out of there.
I can see he was gone.
Yeah, I can see he's out of there. All right, so who's supposed somebody's supposed to be commit that Lightfoot
Lightfoot is tomorrow. It looks like it's either us or Ohio State.
Somebody else is committing tomorrow too. Devon Mitchell, I believe.
Oh, the 2025 tight end.
Yeah.
Wasn't Dylan Stewart popping tomorrow?
Nah, that was the word that it was some word, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
So we're on alert tomorrow.
Yeah.
4-star DN, Marquise Lightfoot. We're hoping we get something good, man.
Of course,
it'd be nice to land one of these 4-star, 5-star defensive linemen just to get the
start
class
changing the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'd be really nice. Yeah.
So here's what I think. Here's what I think the mind of some of these guys,
bro. Like, god damn, I want someone.
Here's what I think. Right? I think the young men love Miami. Like, I think they love. Let's just talk about the D line and the staff. Let's talk about every position. But I think I love Jason Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
I love Coral Gables. I love the campus. It's a small school. I love the academics. I just love Miami because Miami gives you a vibe. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I love Miami. I don't know if I'm going to win at Miami. So you have to consider both, right? I don't know if I'm going to be developed. I know Jason Taylor's there. I know he's a Hall of Famer, but I know at Ohio State, Chase Young just came out. You know what I mean? I know I'm going to be developed at Ohio State. I know that. So
I hate talking about that school.
Yeah, I think I love, but I have to make a business.
Can we just say school X? Can we say school X and not just mention? I mean, that's school on, but yeah.
No, I dislike them more than people want me to dislike Florida State. Yeah. I don't dislike Florida State as much as I dislike that school.
It's heart versus head, right? Heart versus head, man.
Yeah, and you hear that a lot. Like, so it looks like I don't know. I think what will help us is some of these bigger blue chip recruits want to wait. So the ones that want to wait, that plays right into our hands. Good, because we want to show you something.
Yeah.
Because if you commit right now, it's probably not us. So go ahead, wait. That's good for us. We can have some tape to show you. We can actually show you the offense instead of just telling you we're gonna do this. We can actually show you, hey, weeks 1 through 4, this is what the defense look like. This is what the offense look like. Remember, I told you sack numbers would be up. Look at Kelly, sack numbers up. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all the yards per play would be up. Look at TVD numbers. Now, the ones that want to wait, I think it benefits us. The ones that want to get their recruiting done with because they're tired of the nonsense and just want to play ball, I think that's where it hurts us. The ones that want to make a decision and their families want them to make a decision so that you got everybody's family don't want coaches calling 24/7. Some people fed up with
it don't stop. So it don't stop. You committed now.
It 100% does not go full throttle the same way though, because all them schools can't continue to spend money if they don't think they got a chance.
I mean,
not gonna put the same money.
I think you're looking at it in the. I think you look at it in the sense of Miami. Like there's schools that have unlimited.
So let me give you an example. Are there probably 2 or 3 schools still calling Chance? Yeah, but it ain't 10 like it was before now. Because I guarantee you, North Carolina not calling him no more. They don't think they got a shot. Does Pitt still call? Probably. Does Penn State still call because they was in his final 3? Yeah. But is Rutgers still calling him? No. If, for example, if they still calling Aaron Nolan every day and not spending that time on somebody else, if they still call, you know what I'm like?
And they are.
Yeah.
They are.
I doubt it as much as it used to be.
You know why?
I doubt it as much as it used to be.
You know why? Because what if who's the coach? The offensive coordinator there? Hartline. Hartline's the OC, right? What if the offense looks shitty? What if he takes an NFL job next year?
You think their recruiting is as full throttle for Aaron Nolan as it was before he committed?
Yes, it don't stop because you have to. Because you have to work to be the number 2 school.
That's not efficient from an hours from a standpoint from hours. You have to draw the line somewhere at A. Definitely not getting him. I gotta pivot.
For some people, yes.
That's what I'm saying.
People of that
and
caliber.
That's so for some of these kids that want to get this done and their parents want to get this done, they can at least limit some of the damn coaches calling. Imagine if you a kid that like 100%, I want to go to Virginia Tech. I ain't going nowhere else. So I want to commit, and I want 5 schools, 10 schools may keep calling, but 30 ain't calling me every day like they used to because maybe my pops and me made a decision. Some of these kids want to get it over with early because they want to focus on ball. I think we're in a better position for the ones that want to wait, because the ones that want to wait, we're not telling them this is what we can do. We can show you this is what the offense produced.
I see what
Jeremiah
you're saying.
versus JoJo.
You call
Jeremiah who wanted to commit early, that hurts us. JoJo who wants to wait, that helps us.
See, I look at it differently, right? And this isn't just like because I'm just looking at it as context. You're not gonna call the quote unquote 3 stars that much, but when those 3 stars commit somewhere, that time is now opened for you to call that 4-star or 5-star more. I'm just using the star metric as far as so everybody can understand it, right? The people who you value and who you have on your board. So once those people in the lower levels are gone, that's time freed up. And we have to look at it differently now as being Miami fans. We're not a small staff like we used to be. We have more analysts. We have more support staff. You never know who these players made the connection with when they made their visit, right? So those calls might not be as frequent. It might not be 7 days a week to call, for example, Aaron Nolan, right? But it might be 3 to 5. Hey man, how you doing? And it might not be on some recruiting shit. I mean, like, hey man, how you doing, man? How you getting ready for school? It could just be genuine conversations, because these like everything we've heard from these coaches, who they are is who they are. Who they are is who they're gonna be. That's it. Ain't no fakeness with Kevin Beard. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no fakeness with Kevin 100%. Beard. Kevin Beard wasn't here.
I don't think any of them got that like weird like salesman thing with him.
Nah, none of them have that weird like gel hair back. You know what I'm saying? Like that whole like
weird vibe.
I ain't saying no names, but you know what I'm saying? None of them have that like that car salesman, like dad was a politician type shit. None of them have that vibe. But look, so yeah, it's their dedication to it changes, right? Who they have on their board, that communication stays the same, because me and Joe have been saying it. We've all been saying it. The season is what matters. So you can't be unattached to Aaron Nolan or a Ryan Wingo or a Jeremiah, and then you show out in the season. Yo, but why ain't Miami calling me? Miami stopped calling me and they're showing out during the season. So you need to have that structured relationship first, and then show them what you have during the season. You know what I'm saying? It might look a little rough at the beginning, but yo, like look what they're doing with Ray. Look what they're doing with receiver Robbie. Yo, look how X is balling out. All these things happening. Yo, look at Ahmad Moten developing. Yo, look at what I thought
Aaron Nolan was also a bad example too, because Joe Pryor, they probably still call, but I guarantee you they ain't calling Moten like that.
They might not be. They might not be because there's other conversations that they're having with other quarterbacks, right?
Yeah.
And because look, the numbers got to be the numbers. They have a focus on and what board they have. Those people who they have on their board in permanent marker, not erasable. Those motherfuckers ain't go. They're getting called because Mario Cristobal said it in that Josh. We're getting creatures. We're getting aliens, and that's at every fucking position. That doesn't change if they have a graphic with Hayes Fawcett. So everybody's like, "Yo, man, but we lost them." So their sign still delivered.
But
and
the reality of that situation is, as big as our staff is, they are limited. If they weren't, we wouldn't have these stories where players feel like they're not being contacted enough. So you have to prioritize the people you prioritize. If that wasn't the case, we wouldn't have players saying these things. So you do, and I don't even mean that as a negative. As a staff, you have to prioritize. Like there's only so many hours in a day. There's only so many people on staff.
But who we value might not be who they value. You gotta like just because we see who's harder we see, we're like, we need to get
But
KJ.
I'm not talking about it from our perspective. I'm talking about it from players that were on their board that they backed off of. Every school backed off. We have literally backed off of players, and they've said it out loud.
And that's for a reason, because they saw something they didn't like. Right, like or somebody else
told them that they were committed somewhere else and locked in, and then they backed off.
Nah, I don't. I think I see what you're saying. First of all, I love this conversation. I'm gonna let Joe jump in.
I don't want to drop his name, but we got to talk about this off camera because there's literally like 5 examples like this.
Yes, but those examples. All right, Joe, I'll let you jump in here, man, because I can keep going.
So if we have one of those examples, right? If we have a couple of those examples,
right.
That's happening with us as well. They have to prioritize. So there are those players that commit early and say my recruiting is closed. Is it really closed? To Joe's point, no. But again, are you getting 30 coaches calling you every day now? No, but it may be 10 now. Listen, for someone who don't like phone calls, I'll take 10 over 30 every day.
I hate phone calls. Facts. I hate phone calls.
Maybe the idea is to stop the flood. If you somebody parents and you like, okay, look, I'm tired of this shit. Let's commit somewhere so we at least slow it down.
Still stretching like it's double Dutch.
My back is destroying my life. My back. Ugh.
Yeah.
Hey, if you a small school right now, you're still calling Chance. You're wasting your time.
A small school, yeah, but nobody like
your effort.
Lightfoot, David.
If you're Virginia and you're calling Chance right now, you're wasting.
Air Nolan, Jeremiah Smith, all those dudes. Whoever's committed, Jeremiah Smith is committed. Ohio State, bam! Ohio State. That's my squad. I love Coach Hartline.
He hadn't closed his commitment officially though.
Cats ain't goes. Whoever has, I don't know. Whoever's a big fish that everybody wants. Chance
closed. He just recently closed his commitment.
Just recently closed.
Isaiah Thomas closed his
still
commitment.
getting called. Still getting called.
Just got a couple of new people that are in the fray right now. You know what I mean? Like it ain't.
I guess some of them ain't calling no more though.
I mean, of course, Temple ain't calling, yes, but you have
poor big boys.
Poor little Timmy. Poor little Timmy.
Poor little Timmy.
Yeah. Them cats are not calling. Yes, for real. Yes, they don't have. But Georgia, Bama, Ohio State, Florida, all the cats.
Yeah, there's a quarterback over there that like him a lot.
The ones with a bigger war chest are gonna keep calling because they have the money.
Nicky Saban might be on the phone now. Ryan Day might be on that phone. Hartline might be trying to bag every receiver down.
Hey,
Hartline not worried about receivers because he's only going to be there for 1 more year.
Yeah.
Can I say something? I gotta say something. Hey, Ryan Day dyes his beard, right? I don't know.
I don't watch. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, bro. I don't watch them play football. I don't watch. I don't watch interviews if somebody from the team is on it.
It popped up on my thumbnail.
I do not consume Ohio State content at all. I
it
was a
popped
big
up on my
Justin Fields
thumbnail.
fan coming out of high school, and I never got to see him play in college because he went to Ohio State. I didn't get to see him play quarterback again until his rookie year. I only got to see C.J. Stroud play twice, and I was a big fan of him going into college. I will not watch that team play football.
C.J. Stroud played in Snoop Dogg's league as a youth, so shout out to Snoop. I refuse. I only know that. I'm only saying that because I think it was like one of the YouTube shits, and like it was his thumbnail. I was like, yo, your beard is way too dark for your age. That's all I thought. I was like, that shit. That's like. It was weird.
They're gonna
like,
keep
it was
landing receivers too. This shit is annoying.
Yeah, no, that's what
I'm saying. Like
what the logic is there, right? The logic is there.
Much.
They turn
there's
them
so
out.
much that can happen. This is college football. Like so much can happen. Like Brian Hartline could lay an egg. His first year, he's a first-time offensive coordinator.
But is he calling plays? Is he calling plays, or is it still Ryan Day?
I don't know, but it could be shitty. He could leave and go to the league. Ryan Day.
I think that's why he has that title.
So much shit that could happen, man. It's so
he was going to leave.
I think he has that promotion and that title because he was going to the league.
Yeah,
I think that shit is a formality because he was going to the league.
But that
I think he said it though. He said he's going to the league in a year or two. He said he's not.
Yeah, he said he's staying.
Very open with that.
Yeah. So there's so much shit that can happen, man. And it's too much. It's too much to stop. And it's too much now. It's July 1st, July 2nd. July 2nd right now, man. It's too much going on, man. And
we went down a list of receivers that they offered this year last night. I'm willing to put my paycheck on it that they haven't called at least 4 of those in like a month.
I mean, if you keep it a buck, they might have not called Ja'Cory Barney for 3 or 4.
Well, that's what Izubee said, basically.
You know what I mean? Like,
I think too, a lot of it is like what Izubee said. Like they like to wait to see him in person, and if they hadn't seen Barney in person, there's a quarterback like that I think they're interested in, but they haven't seen him in person yet, so there's no offer.
I mean, they said it themselves, right? Like, if we don't see you in person, we don't offer you.
Yeah,
that's first. Like, again, look,
and every kid can't go to every camp. You know what I mean? They may not have the funds, the time.
Exactly.
Whatever the case
they don't
may
go away. So if like we watch the huddles, but you got to remember those are highlights.
Yep.
That's at best that's 5 minutes. You played 12, 14 games. You got a hell of a lot more than 5 minutes on, you know what I'm saying, on the field.
Yep.
So we don't know what you did in those other minutes that you were on the field, man. So we gotta just, you know what I'm saying, take it. Look, yes, we want to start seeing the ball start to roll in that good narrative direction, right? We want to see that as fans, as a podcast, as who we are. We want to see winners, and we want to see those numbers. So the casuals, not the ones who watch the huddle or know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? You want to see those 4 and 5 stars, but we got to be mindful. Like, look, man, last year was trash. Last year still happened. They need to see something on the, like CB said it, Joe said it, I've said it, and y'all listening or watching. What happens on the field this year is the most important. Because if it's 100%. 5 and 7, if we fuck around and lose to Temple, you know what I'm saying? If we struggle against lower level teams, which we look at the schedule.
If we lose to Temple, I'm gonna apologize because I just talked some shit about Temple live.
Temmy, yeah, we call them Temmies. Yeah, little Temmies. Yeah, that was a little disrespectful. But you know what? Temple,
shout out to Temple. If there's any Temple fans watching this,
shout out to Temple. No disrespect, man. Y'all a good university, but
they
football
ain't
your thing.
I got love for them.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't that
as an East Coast person?
All right, man. Let's get into this Caneswear admin and wrap it up. Caneswear
flags, man. Do they have flags like that on the website?
Yeah, they do. Yeah. All right, let's get into this Caneswear. They got everything on the website.
That's an exclusive flag.
Welcome to Caneswear. Family owned and operated since 2010. Caneswear has all latest merchandise for the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Inter Miami Soccer, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of I-595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
And shop.
Yeah.
I know that by heart now. I just realized that.
What Joe was saying, that is an exclusive flag, exclusive to the podcast, man. You know what I mean? Like Joe got that when he went in the store. They sent me some shirts. We got to holler at Brett and Jeff. I need a what I'm saying, re-up my Connect and get some new stuff on the, you know what I'm saying, on the
I need
hangers.
to
I
order
need some
some
new shirts.
jerseys. I need some new jerseys.
They're having a 4th
I
of
want the
July
black jersey.
sale. They're having a big 4th of July sale on the website now, man. So go on Caneswear and shop till you drop. Don't do it.
No.
Don't do it. Listen, don't do it.
Not
Don't do it.
not
Chill
right
out.
now, Stevie. Hey, finish.
Relax.
Let's finish the podcast.
Relax.
Right?
Yeah.
We've
Don't-
established multiple tabs can't be open. You know what I mean? Let's
Relax,
settle
man.
down. Hey man, look, I
Caneswear
realized
needs
last
an app. Caneswear, I'm gonna speak to Brett, man. They need an app.
no, they don't, because I'll spend way more money than
They
I
need an app. Son. They need an app, man.
You muted yourself, CB. You turned your mic off. Your app. Hey, you're muted. You're muted. You got nothing. We can't hear you. Nope. Look, he's lying. He's not really muted though, because I can see his mic. I can see his mic is actually on. He's just lying.
Yes.
So how'd you laugh quietly? Yo, CB, your mic is not working.
It's
There's-
not.
there's
He
nothing.
unplugged it or something.
All right, now I'm
Yeah.
on. Hey, there's a mute button on.
Oh, that's dope. All right.
Yeah, fancy.
That's cute. That's cute.
Arigato.
Why you gotta
Arigato
be
right
cute? Come
That's
on, bro.
That's cute.
That's so disrespectful. Hey man, look.
Cute.
So
Hey, shout out to
You know,
Caneswear though, man.
Shout out to Caneswear, man. They always help, you know what I'm saying? They support. Hey, we're 32 away from me having to wear that hat right there. 32 subscribers away.
Gee.
Hey, subscribe.
Yeah, man. So make sure to hit those
Caneswear
subscribe.
always has they always got some kind of new sale, new merchandise. Like Joe said, there's a 4th of July sale. So go ahead and get on there right now. Go get you some new merch. You already know it's gonna get to you quick. You can get tumblers, you can get hats, you can get jerseys, you can get t-shirts. Not just Miami Hurricanes either. All Miami sports, man. Florida Panthers, whatever. Go Caneswear.com, man. Right now. Go do it right. Not right now. Wait till the podcast is over. Then go to Caneswear.com. And
man, make
when
sure-
you listen to the You Heard Pod, every podcast you have a chance to win a Caneswear gift card.
Everyone.
Can't beat it, man.
except
Can't beat it.
except when your boy forgets to drop a keyword at the end of his solo pod, and there was no winner.
Except-
Guys, really. Except when that happens, because that happens too. That
Yeah.
happens too. That was my
always
fault. That always happens. So the
If
keyword.
if we forget to do a keyword, just put keyword
Yeah.
in the joint, man.
If we forget to put,
Yeah.
or put Caneswear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put
yeah.
Caneswear.
Make up your own
Look.
keywords.
Yo, listen, we'll do Brett and Jeff as a keyword Caneswear. If we ever forget to drop a keyword during the episode, because y'all see how
Or we'll just take a
ridiculous
comment out.
we'll pick a comment. You know what I'm saying? There was some good comments on the last one. So shout out to Cincy Kane, man, on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Show love, tweeting out for the solo pod, saying that my words are his words. We just keep it a buck here, man. We don't, and to keep it all the way a buck, we don't write shit. We hit record, we just talk, man. Everything you hear from us is 100% raw and honest. So that's just how we do it.
Never mind. Yeah,
Unless somebody tells us to raise hands and
Okay, that's what we're doing.
never mind.
get in line.
This also gets edited, so y'all might not get the whole podcast.
Real quick, y'all technical cats, explain the Twitter thing to everybody. What's happening?
Okay. Oh gosh,
Explain
Twitter's a mess right now. So
On Twitter?
Twitter
What's
has
going
a
on, man?
Twitter
What
has a
can we
limit.
do and what can't we do now?
You can only view a certain number of tweets per day right now.
View a certain number of tweets.
You can only
Yeah.
you can
So
only
I'm
tweet a certain number of
scrolling.
times too, but I don't know what that number is.
Mhm.
If you run multiple accounts, like if you run an account and you tweet a lot from one of your accounts, you are probably going to get shut down once or twice a day because Twitter's recognizing a lot of those accounts as bots. So I couldn't tweet from last night from like I think I got off stream. It was like 9. I think at like 10 I couldn't tweet, and I couldn't tweet again until like 1 today.
And there's nothing you can pay that will help. You can't.
I
get
have
a
Twitter
check
Blue.
verified.
I pay. I have Twitter Blue because from the evals I do, I need the extra characters.
Yeah, and the
so I
longer
have Twitter
videos.
Blue. Yeah, and I'm in the same boat as everybody else. Like I think probably because I tweet so much, it's gonna keep flagging me and recognize it. So if you run multiple accounts, it looks like instead of flagging your second account saying it's a bot, they're flagging your main account for some reason. So I was trying to learn as much as I could about it today. It's a mess, dude. This
Yeah,
dude
and it.
that was running smooth.
Yeah,
I mean, did we have our issues on Twitter? Yes, like people are terrible, but like the
yeah,
app itself ran
was smooth.
smooth,
Yeah.
and it's been in shambles. It's just been in shambles. So I don't know, man. Eventually, I'm guessing there's going to be another app that we'll all migrate to, which is crazy because
You know, the
don't know.
previous
We've been on
owner
Twitter for a
of
while.
Twitter, the previous owner of Twitter opened up a new one. I think it's called like Blue Sky.
Oh, well, there's a couple. Like, there's one called Spill. There's one called Hive right now that people
Yeah.
are getting on. So I created a Hive earlier today.
Yeah.
Yeah, created a hive.
I don't know.
The
You heard-
I told myself I wouldn't do another
See-
that I wouldn't do another social media. So I'm like, I'm not on TikTok because I told myself like I'm not doing another social
Yeah,
media.
I'm never
No.
getting on TikTok. So.
No,
I
feel like
don't
passed that
like
age bracket.
short term or short form content like that. So I wasn't on
Yeah.
Vine back in the day. I'm not a
Yeah.
fan of kind of content. So people who send me TikToks, if you're wondering why I just leave you on red, is because I don't care
Don't
for that
watch
kind of
Not
Yeah.
at all. We'll do shorts as like
So
ads because that's
that's
it.
what's going on right now with Twitter. Hopefully it gets fixed. Looks like they just had like an overload on their servers or whatever. Ben looked like he just came out of the opening scene from Major Payne.
Yeah. You look like a Marine right now, son.
Yeah, man, I went low with it, man. I went too low, man.
Right now, son.
Junior, get daddy
Hoorah.
his field knife. Get
Hoorah.
daddy his field knife.
So
If he's still
to
in there, he ain't happy.
everybody's yeah.
Love that movie. Love that movie.
To everybody's everyone who
Timmy.
keeps freaking out about our class. The class is not
Chill.
that bad, people. Like it actually is a really good class so far. We were looking at it last night. Like 4-star Kevin Riley, 4-star Chance Robinson, 4-star Elijah Lofton, 4-star Cameron Pruitt. Depending on the composite that you look at, Ryan Mack is a 3 or a 4-star. He is a Under Armour All-American safety that has legit track speed. What more do you want there? Isaiah Thomas, 4-star. Dylan Day and Chris Wheatley Humphrey, both 3 stars that will be getting upgraded. Vincent Shavers, 4-star, got his upgrade. We got OJ that we just flipped, who's a 3-star. Then you have Judd Anderson.
OJ got crazy reach, right?
Yeah, he has a long wingspan.
Yeah,
and he physical at the line of scrimmage, like really, really physical at the line of scrimmage. I like him. They play him on offense too, so he plays both ways in high school right now. So he's got
he's
really good ball skills.
Yeah.
Really
he's at
good,
STA, right? St. Thomas.
really good receiver. Yes,
All right.
yes.
What were you gonna say,
So
Joe?
people are gassed. Like that's the problem is the gassing of what we're supposed to be getting. The whale alerts.
Yeah.
And that's the issue with that.
The FOMO.
The Dylan,
FOMO.
the Dylan Stewart, the Justin Scotts, the
that's
Ryan
the
Wingos,
issue.
the
I understand
Draylon
that.
Millers.
I understand that. But it's not December, so I really don't give a shit right now. In my opinion, to me, I don't care.
And I mean, like we said earlier, if we finish this class and we don't get Draylon Miller, Ryan Wingo, Staley, but we walk into spring ball with Chance, JoJo, and LaWayne McCoy, like,
you know what? This is obviously getting way too ahead of myself. You know what bothers me about American Heritage? There's American Heritage, right? Where Chance they don't do early enrollees.
Yeah, they don't do early enrollees.
That bothers me.
Wait, Chance isn't at Heritage, is he?
No. I'm talking about JoJo. Is JoJo?
No,
yeah,
JoJo's at Chaminade.
Yeah, that's what's cool. I always mix those two up. So Chaminade doesn't do early enrollee.
That's my favorite high school name, bro. Chaminade Madonna is just a cool name to me.
Yeah, they don't do because Mark Fletcher doesn't do early enrollee. Didn't do early enrollee.
Yes, correct.
They don't do it, so that sucks for me. Because I would have.
You also got to be on your ish to do that, bro. It ain't easy graduating early.
No, I think they as a school they don't do it. Like I don't think you can do it at that school.
Yeah, like they can't. But even if your school allows it, then you gotta.
You did summer school at some point. Yeah, you went. You did some above and beyond.
Yeah, a lot of it. But I think Judge said he'll be here early, so I think Judge's gonna be an early enrollee. I think Chance will too. So if Chance is, I'm gonna guess that OJ and Ryan Mack are as well.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with the D line, right? If we bag Artavius Jones, Cam,
Juggernaut,
Artavius, Cam, and I don't know, one other DT. Are we good? We should be good, right?
Look, if we get Cam, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. So that's the question. Okay, Cam, David Stone, Elijah Rushing, Dylan Stewart, Colin Simmons, T.A. Cunningham.
Yep. Justin Scott,
Artavius Jones, TJ Lindsey, Jaden Jackson.
Let's say them 10. And let's say we only land
3,
4.
Let's say we only land 3.
I'm
3
good.
DTs.
Hold on.
3 DTs and an
Let's
edge.
say we land 1 defensive tackle from that crop and 1 defensive end. Let's say we land Artavius and Cam, but we miss out on the rest of them.
I need
3.
2 D tackle. I need at least 2 D tackle.
Yeah, we need the bodies there.
I need at least 2.
I'm good with 2.
Are they gonna have to maybe dip down below that tier to get that second DT if they miss out?
I thought they already did.
Transfer portal 2. Transfer portal 2, man. But
to me,
edge,
give me Cunningham, give me Artavius Jones, and give me Big Cam, and I'm happy.
And then who's like we talked about on their board.
Yep.
Who's the top of their board? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somebody like T.A. Cunningham, if I'm getting love from Penn State and I'm not, getting that much love, I'm not going to wait around. Why am I going to wait?
Because numbers are numbers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would
But that was the question, right? Like how many out of that 10? How many out of that 10 would make you comfortable in December, not tomorrow, in December? How many of those 10, like if we can only end up with 2 or 3 of them, is 3 the number where it's like out of these guys, we need at least 3?
I'm good with 2 D tackles and 1 of the edges. One of the edges, I'm good. 2 D tackles though. I need 2.
So wait, CB, you have Cam at edge,
right? Because I think he could be a D tackle too.
Yes.
I think he could bump.
Well, yeah, but so I think the way we're recruiting him is at his position, which is DN. But if he keep growing, bro, I don't know. I don't know if he will play defensive end. Like, I'm talking about this way. If he keep, I don't know if he'll play defensive end or like a jumbo DN that'll slide. He'll be like a Mesidor, I think. I think he'll be, you know what I mean, where you can kick him inside Bane too. But see that, and that's why I don't think getting the big rushers is that big of a deal, because you still got Kelly, Moss, Bane, Mesidor, Wayne.
Yeah, I think D tackle. I think watching the Cam workout, right? Watching the Cam workout and like seeing him just Cam, T.A. Cunningham, and a third, right?
We forgot Aiden Breland too. We forgot Aiden Breland. He's definitely in the mix.
Yeah. I saw some positive stuff he said about Oregon, because he's out on that Cali side.
Yeah.
So of the DTs, we're looking at like Justin Scott, Jaden Jackson, David Stone,
Artavius Scott,
Artavius Scott,
Jones. Don't mess up.
Shout out to Tay Tay, which he calls himself. Tay Tay. Shout out to Tay Tay.
Aiden Breland.
Friend of the pod.
Yep.
I agree with Joe. We got to get 2 of them.
Yeah.
We got to find a way to get 2 of them.
Who's your numero uno on the D line? On the just D tackle. I won't even say D line because who's your number 1?
Are we not counting Cam as a defensive tackle? We're gonna count him as a DN.
I'm gonna count him as both. You can put him on, like, to me he's a D tackle. I think size wise and what he can do on the inside.
Because Taylor is like heading up his recruiting. That's why I'm thinking DN.
Yeah, but he's a.
Don't forget about Dalen Russell. Hey, people be sleeping on Dalen Russell. Like,
but I think no disrespect to him, but that's that's that next tier guy, right?
100%.
So like,
for
we
me,
got one.
I think we know Joe's. If we include the DN, we know who it is.
No, if we saying D tackle,
are we just saying D tackle?
Like if we saying D tackle, like the only reason Artavius is not number 1 is because of who he played against. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's the only reason he's not number one. If he's
it.
doing that at Chaminade or STA or something like that, then I'm gonna be
that
like,
boy
yeah, he's
bad, man.
That's the only reason he's not number one.
He's number 2 for me.
Yeah,
That
Yeah,
boy bad.
number one though, I'm gonna keep it a buck, son. Aiden Breland's number one for me at D-Tap.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. Woo. And we ain't even watch this joint here.
We gotta watch his tape. We gotta watch his tape soon.
So we
maybe
we just going D tackle, and we are including, if we're including Cam as Cam for me. If we're not including Cam and we're going with who's actually listed as a DT, I want Justin Scott.
Okay, I get it.
I want Justin Scott
because he's a problem.
I mean, you put him next to Horton, two guys that can get up the field like that.
You see what Horton looks like right now?
Yeah, they be sleeping on my dog. They sleeping on Horton.
Yeah, he's gonna get some burn towards the end of the year. All right, so my number one, same thing. The only reason Artavius isn't the number one because we watched it. You see the reaction we had on the reaction for that. Yeah, I would put. Look, David Stone's been my numero uno on that for a while, and that's not going to change. I know that's unrealistic, right? Like we've seen all the TV. David Stone, I don't want to get too hyped up. I don't want to have that reaction right now, and then like I'm on the show.
Unrealistic.
Unrealistic. We got to be in that top 3. We are definitely in that top.
Oh no,
3.
we're in the top 3.
Yeah, we're in that top 3.
We've seen the tea leaves go in a certain direction back home, right? Not saying that conversation. So first of all, who drinks tea? So I already shut my own self down. Yeah. Fuck tea. All right, we drink coffee on this show.
Hey, look, he was very vocal the other day when he said he has not picked a school yet.
Right,
that is true. Now I will say,
and Dylan Stewart said he ain't talked to nobody in months. So y'all stop crystal balling him places because he ain't tell nobody nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, that's crazy to me. Like you talk to a cousin.
That's wild, bro. He's like, I ain't talked to nobody in months.
Nobody got my number. I'll tell y'all this though. Artavius Jones, like I know his level of competition, but like that might be the one that I'm gonna need a moment to myself. You know what I'm saying? Like if he doesn't, if he goes somewhere else, like that one might have me you know what I'm saying, not feeling some kind of way. I'm not gonna tweet about it, but y'all gonna hear it. Y'all gonna see it in the group chat. Like, yo, that one fucking hurt. Who's your
Mangoa? Who is your, if we land this dude, I'm going woo? Like who is your, like when Mangoa signed, it was like, let's go. Who is your let's go guy? I'm talking full speculation here. This ain't who we are actually landing. This is you know what? Who's your Mangoa? Who is your, if we land him, I'm going, let's go. And who's your Mark Fletcher that if we flip him, I'm going, let's go. You're not allowed to say Jeremiah.
All right, so I'll go.
It's the easy one.
Justin Scott and you know what I'm saying, and Jeremiah.
He can't say Jeremiah.
You can't go Jeremiah. It's too easy. We all want it. Jeremiah is too easy.
LaWayne McCoy.
Okay,
that was my flip. Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. Like I don't want another Stanquan Clark situation. I want them to correct that wrong from last year. So to flip him, plus fuck that school. Just keeping it all the way a buck. But yeah, LaWayne McCoy would be a crazy flip to me because I mean it's LaWayne McCoy, man. And plus, like you know what I'm saying, like Central is one of those schools to me that is just always gonna put out great product, man. Yeah, that's always gonna put out, you know what I'm saying, great players. So yeah. What about you, Joe?
Every time we talk about Central, I gotta do it. Shout out to JC Evans.
Shout out to JC Evans, man.
Colin Simmons.
That's your boy.
Get him, be like, oh shit. But I think I don't know. I don't know. But Colin Simmons. I think, and keeping it a buck, Texas is doing a great job of keeping those guys home.
Yeah, they did it last year with that linebacker. Yeah,
good job.
Yeah, they are.
And one of his teammates committed to Texas too. So I don't know.
I saw that.
The D tackle.
Alex January.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard. Yeah. But
that was the big ass number 8. Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't committed yet, so flip Ellis Robinson.
Ooh, good call. Good shout. Good call.
Robinson,
Good call.
the
Ooh.
best
What
corner
about
in the country.
facts? What you got, CB?
My commit that's gonna make me start telling lies. Yeah, I'm gonna probably go either Justin Scott or Zaquan Patterson because we need a safety in this next. You know what I'm saying? Like
we have
I
two
would say
safeties. What you talking about?
Ryan
well,
Mack.
we got hybrids because Isaiah is probably going to be a linebacker hybrid. Dylan Day is probably going to be a nickel hybrid, and then Ryan Mack, true safety. So I want Zaquan. Zaquan's the one that to me I'll start punching air. I'm like, okay, we got our 5-star. Like, let's go.
I wish I
And
could
my
drop a
flip
gift when you said that. That'd be dope.
Y'all know who my flip is. It's another safety. It's Jalen Hayward, baby. 4-star safety, signed to Georgia.
Committed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm
We don't
gonna
say
be
nothing.
honest.
Yeah.
I would be a little surprised if we flipped him. I know we made a lot of good made up a lot of ground with him, but the way our class is developed, it doesn't really look like they're gonna go too hard. Especially if we land Zaquan. If we land Zaquan, they may, you know what I'm saying? They may look at the DB class and
That's
and be
complete.
happy with it. Yeah. Because I mean, you got versatility now. And then like let's not forget, we have a lot of youth in the DB room right now. Caleb Spencer. I mean, Markeith is still very young. Chris Graves, Jaden
Harris,
Jaden Harris. These guys are young.
Yeah, Jaden Harris.
These guys are young.
Packling
So like you still have, you still have a lot of youth in there. And then you got somebody like Cameron Pruitt who may not ever play linebacker. He might play safety.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You got the speed for it, yeah.
Vincent Shavers used to be a safety. So who knows?
Yeah.
All right, man.
What I will say though, I love what we've done at linebacker. I really do. I like what we've done at linebacker. There's one more I'd like to get. But I like what we've done at linebacker.
There's one more. You just gonna
if
drop
you've noticed,
that
we haven't gotten the big thumper in the middle because we don't need one in this class. Obviously,
Chris
we
Cole.
got Wes.
Chris Cole. Hey, Mr. Cole.
Come on down, bro. That's the last one I want. I want him. There's another safety I want, obviously, with Zaquan.
The D line is the big push.
Derek Plaus 7-7. He announces.
Yep.
On my daughter's birthday, so do the right thing, Derek.
The three,
don't
three-star
ruin Joe's daughter.
Offensive
Don't
tackle
ruin my niece's birthday, man.
Right.
Don't ruin my niece's
Do the right
birthday.
thing, son. Do the right thing.
I'm trying to think who else announces soon. I know there's other people.
Next week, I think there's a couple commits. There's a couple drops. We'll go down the list.
So we talked about Lightfoot. We talked about Mitchell. Derek Plaus.
Yep.
That's it, right?
I'll tell you right.
Yeah, I don't think any of the big 5-stars even have dates yet.
Yeah, they gonna
Ryan
chill.
Wingo, huh?
There's no reason.
Ryan Wingo. We gotta watch that tape.
Yeah.
We gotta watch that tape.
Who else? We need to get Dalen Russell on the pod. He hadn't spoken a lot.
What's his?
I feel like the fan base hasn't really heard much from him, or don't. You know what I'm saying? Don't really know a lot about him. I think
that's where like them speaking to a pod or them getting on a pod is crucial, right? You got to get to know the player, get to know the person. So
yeah, I feel like he hadn't really talked much.
And he's not very active on Twitter. I don't see a lot of his tweets.
No, and that's another thing that made me want to talk to him is because he's not very active. He don't talk. That's kind of why I want to talk to Chance. Like I would love to have Chance on the show, just because he seems like he's to himself, very quiet. We were talking about this last night. Zaquan too. Like Zaquan will post his photos and his videos, but you don't really see him talking or going back and forth.
Imagine what that's like for them. Like every post they make,
somebody gonna be in their mentions. Ridiculous. So it's young men like that I'm like, man, I'm anxious to hear your story and to know, like, you know what I mean, like what drives you, what was the process like for you, because a lot of these guys get blown up, and we hear everything about them. Like I want to get Dylan Day on. I want to get Isaiah Thomas on. You know, Isaiah Thomas, before he talked to Dono on Locked On, nobody heard from him.
Yep.
He committed, and then nobody he
Quiet.
went on nobody's podcast or nothing. He just went back to living his life and balling, you know, and getting ready for the year. Cameron Pruitt.
Yep.
Cameron Pruitt the same way. A lot of these guys that just don't. We may not know their stories, you know. I would like to hear their stories.
Yep.
So yeah, that's
Outside of
something
football,
I'm gonna try to work on.
We'll get on that.
But
All right,
tranquilo,
guys.
people, we gonna be all right. The loafers working silent. The loafers are working.
Right.
Stop talking about every rumor you hear. Maybe they don't want the people to know about the rumor for a reason.
Clickbait, man. Clickbait. A lot of clickbait out there, brother. People trying to drive you to their sites, man. Relax, chill. You know, we got a month to chill. We got August coming, man.
I was about to talk some shit. Hey,
And like Joe said, so I tried to remind people last night too. Like Joe said, this time last year it kicked off for us in July.
4th of July.
Like
Francis.
it didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like if you out there panicking, wondering when should I be ready? Well, it around now, like not 2 weeks ago, around now, like this is where it kicked off for us last time. So it's not like Mario's doing worse than he was. He's doing better at this point last year than he was.
Watch the barbecue coming up at the end of the month.
Barbecue coming up, man.
Oh,
there's a lot of people who are. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people who got graphics out for other schools that gonna make that trip on their own dime, trying to get some ribs and brisket, man. Yo, watch the barbecue, man. Just
real mac and cheese, real mac and cheese. Not that shit you get somewhere else. Real mac and cheese.
Real mac and cheese, man. Yeah. Like CB says, man, tranquilo. Matter of fact, that's the key word. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know how to spell it, Tranquilo. You know what I mean? Tranquilo. All right, guys, we up out of here, man. We got some shit we got to talk after we hit this end button right here. But we out of here, man. It's that You Heard podcast.
Nothing, man. We out.